on social media where there's this guy walking down the stairs and somebody wants to talk to him and he says, no, Fashion Monday, Fashion Monday,
Yeah.
Fashion Monday,
Yeah.
Friday, and so we
Friday,
have.
no.
I see
Don't
you.
stick.
We have heard you. Let's go straight to what the papers are reporting today. I'll start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper front page. Trust EC for credible register. Deputy chair assures political parties. I don't know why when they want to do this blast boost, they give it to Tete to talk. If my name saying that they give the job to Charlie. Where that look at their facial expressions on it.
Can you see the car now? Anyway.
I don't know why when it comes to all this.
You see that saying that they say I can't translate it exactly, but I can say who do one's nature will grow. So because of the NDC, they've ended up questioning the eligibility of even President Kufuor, because if you claim that the register that elected him had plants and animals, what are you inferring?
No, there's the person I feel for the most is Mr. Tete, because he has been at the commission the longest.
Yeah.
Between these three, he has been there the longest. They went to meet him there. And so you are willing to throw the credibility of the whole list, because remember that it is a continuum. So if you are willing to sort of rubbish the very institution you're heading, just because someone is raising concerns, I mean, I feel that sometimes the Electoral Commission forgets its role, how crucial it is going into the election, before, during, and after. And yes, political parties can be tempting. That at a point you would want to even pull out a cane and lash them. But that's the difference. That's where you being a referee comes in. And so you need to conduct yourself in such a manner that, will engender confidence more. Because I sincerely think that aspect of their commentary, they could have done without it.
Around the political parties too. I don't know why
please.
all of a sudden we think that shading, quote and unquote, is part of communication. Like when we say somebody is a fantastic communicator, it means the person is able. Have you realized that now that is a yardstick when we are using that, like it's an important metric when we are measuring how effective a communicator is.
People,
I mean, state institutions should look. Now, before we get to the chronicles, can I give a quotation on this for the EC?
Okay.
And it says Colossians 4 verse 6. Today, dear, let your conversations be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone.
Absolutely. Yes. And that is what the EC should be doing. That you do, already and it's always been like that the opposition would always have issues with the and someone was referencing 2016, for example, when NPP was busy doing Let My Vote Count. He said it was not credible, all those things. At that time, the NDC didn't find a problem with it. Now the tables have turned, and now it is the NDC that is on the other side and is seeing everything wrong with the register.
Ahead of the 2008 elections, I was a kid, but I think I remember. One of the bizarre claims that the then opposition NDC made was that a CD-ROM has been tampered with. And if you understand what a CD-ROM is and how it operates, there is no way somebody can overwrite a CD-ROM. But it was a whole conversation. So you get it. But at the time, the Afarijan-led EC were able to address the matter in a manner that it doesn't infuriate those who are making those claims. I mean, look, yesterday I think Ivan, our colleague, made a suggestion, and I think it's in the right direction.
They should probably run their speeches by the Peace Council, because you don't want to stoke the tensions further.
Exactly.
The political parties are stubborn, but then again, when you speak, that voice should be the voice of reason, so that people would even say, these people, I'm in Fechon. Do you understand? But when you do this, we're like, okay, let's do it. Let's go this way. And it's not proper. So the EC, they should be minded that they are a referee. It's not a political party. They are not the same as the politicians will always do what they want to do. But then again, you as the commission, you need to be above board. Remember that the commission itself, if you're looking at the surveys that Afrobarometer has done, continuously it keeps losing people's trust. People keep saying that their trust for the EC is diminishing from time to time when they do these reports. And so that should be a cause of concern. And especially when issues have been raised about some persons that were equally recently appointed to the commission by the president, to the point where Codeo, CDD, and the likes held a press conference and announced that these people, actually step aside on their own. Well,
anyway,
it is what it is.
You just hope that that negative perception, because in election management, perception is very important.
It's very important.
That is true. But once you create an impression that, look, I always say that, and when it has to do with the appointment of the director of IT, who was a known NPP member or communicator.
Yeah.
Look,
was on shows representing
no institution is infallible. But you see, what the president by that appointment has done to the EC is that to rob them of that excuse. Now people are going to calculate and read meanings into every action of the EC.
And they will always
even if it's a genuine error, how do we tell? You get it? So perception is very important. But anyway, what do I know?
What do we know? I mean, we are not commissioners. We are just journalists doing our job.
Yeah.
Other stories here. Will reopen discussions on handing over mission schools. Okay, that's according to former President Mahama. Fighting Galamsey, marshal security to eliminate menace. GPCC. Is that your church? GPCC.
Ghana Pentecostal.
Say it's your church.
GPCC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunyani East, history favors NPP. And Rent Control launches digital platform to address loopholes. Back page, President commissions $40 million African bitumen terminal, joint venture between GOIL, SMB, and it will lower road construction costs. Okay, anything that will lower our construction costs. Fantastic. And it reminds me of a skit I saw on social media. A sword cutting ceremony for the construction of a road. Fantastic world-class road with all the, intersections and interchanges and all those things, all those fun. And that is the reality.
I think it's a Kenyan skit or something.
Yeah, but it's a reality.
But the reality
Africa.
across,
especially Africa, because in the end, you have to.
We spend more on the kickbacks than the actual projects. Then we turn around and pretend that we are all anyway.
It's unfortunate. I'm done with the daily graphic.
All right, what I have is a Daily Post. Arrest and prosecute Pius Hajide for openly admitting he took people to Australia for the Commonwealth Games. NDC. Also, NDC outlines reasons Ghanaians must join Enough is Enough demo. Details are on page 6 and 7 of the Daily Post.
All right. Now to the Daily Guide newspaper. Front page. 2024 elections, Bawumia and Mahama go neck to neck. NDC rebel leader arrested, and government sends police and military to Galamsey sites, and Nana opens $40 million bitumen plant. That's it for the Daily Graphic. Let's go to the back page. It says here, player guilty of mascot sexual abuse. Say what? How? Former Celta Vigo captain Hugo Malo has been found guilty of 1 count of sexual abuse towards a team mascot before a game in 2019. A Barcelona court ruled. Prosecutors and the defendants had... Let's see. Malo, 33, has been ordered... Okay, So the incident happened before a La Liga match against Espanyol at the RCD Stadium on April 24. Where Malo inappropriately touched the breast of, okay, because I was wondering, mascots usually, they'll have their costume on and stuff like that. So I was wondering how that would happen. Oh, this is unfortunate. Well, it's good that the lady has gotten justice. The other story here, ministry suggests UG Stadium for Star's matches, and Jiku bounces back Argentina goalkeeper, slaps cameraman. Emiliano.
Oh, the Aston Villa goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Then the Argentine goalkeeper. Yeah, that guy has a temper. He has some annoying antics as well that he uses to get players angry in order to frustrate them. Yeah.
Anyway, the other, what paper do you have?
All right, so Ghanaian Times newspaper. Boost for road construction. President inaugurates $40 million bitumen plans to help reduce costs of imports. Also, 3 more presidential candidates file nominations to contest December 7th polls. PNP flag bearer unveils vision for Ghana. Plans to introduce price control measures. Do you know the PNP flag bearer nowadays? PNP.
It's not an abla.
Yes, you got it right. Also, more childhood cancer cases remain undiagnosed and untreated. Dr. Tego and rent control department goes digital. I'm done with the Ghanaian Times.
Guess who's here?
Yeah, also
Good morning.
Good
Good morning, Eleji.
morning, AJ.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, it's a weekend, man.
So you're already in the weekend mood, eh?
Yeah, as you always say, you don't advise anybody.
No. It's a
How about you can't even advise you on Monday? How much more Friday?
No, me, I advise myself.
Oh.
I advise myself.
Friday advice, just keep it to a mail. Send an email of Monday.
Yeah,
we'll
they'll
likely
see it
read
afterwards. Yeah. It's he made him and then it's already happened. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it happens. Many people make a lot of silly decisions during
On
weekends.
Fridays, eh?
Yeah, weekends. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And then they live
What kind of survey did you conduct to know this?
I think it's in the Brookwood, right?
Yeah.
It's in the Brookwood. Oh, we have hey, how
Yeah,
will you
so
know
many-
about the
how
Brookwood?
will you know? How many boys page WhatsApp page are you on?
Are you on?
Wow.
Yeah.
So your boys keep confessing to you that they made a mistake on a weekend.
We do that all the time.
Wow.
We do that all the time.
We have a problem in the country.
And so many a times, they are the receiving end.
Yeah.
Of those mistakes.
Wow.
You are our motivation for doing good,
To make
for
mistakes.
doing bad. No, I'm saying
Yeah.
women are men.
Yeah.
Women are our motivation for everything.
Everything.
Whether good or bad.
Whether we go to heaven or hell,
Women.
You-
Whether you want to make money
or you want to squander your resources,
Whether everything is women.
whether
at
you
the heart of
you
it.
want to kill
So what's the use of men?
the chicken that
Sorry?
lays the
What's
golden
the use
egg.
of men?
We are
Men.
here to please you.
That's a good one.
Wow.
That's a good one. Yes.
That's
Yes.
quite unfortunate.
Yes. That's true. Very true. And this one, it's confirmed.
You.
Yeah.
We hear you, researcher.
Nice one.
You-
So the Chronicle this morning. Rent Control Department launches online platform. So now the complaints can be
Yeah,
forwarded
digital. You know, rent control. Ironically, when in their offices, they need help. The one that
They still use typewriters, and I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. If you want to find out, just go to CMB, the Tema Station one.
yeah.
They still use typewriters. Pack. You hear?
You need
See,
to-
when you are being asked to go and eject your tenant, you hear the ejection from the typewriter. But now it's good. Now you can actually eject your
So
tenant.
there'll be an app.
Yeah,
You
through an app.
Get notification as
Yeah, start packing. There will no longer be removal of
There's a
roofing
problem.
sheets.
I hope it works well anyway.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf and his NSA boss must go. We can't even grow
Omache
grass under their
cry too
watch.
much.
Yes, and so that's here. I think it's a piece by Bukwansa. And Galamsey and community mining are not the same. Mrekuduka, hooray! Now at least that's the ascension. And this is to the Roman Catholic father who said the baptism name, right, of Galamsey is community mining. Yes, and that's the Christian name for Galamsey. So Mrekuduka has responded.
Okay.
Said the two are different. Yes. Mahama promises.
Still on that, I think I heard the minister,
Yeah.
land
Yes,
senator,
yeah,
saying that if there's a total ban on small scale mining, the economy will collapse.
Yeah.
Why do they threaten us with that all the time? If you don't pass e-levy, the economy will collapse.
that
If
one
you don't
is
do
very-
this, the economy will collapse. Why? Why is the government always threatening
And
us?
that is, and the question many of us is that you say that when we ban it, how much do they say we are losing? It's 40% of our.
Yeah.
Is it?
Forest cover.
No.
No.
The good,
In terms- yes.
Yeah, okay.
But he mentioned it
And
like
the,
that.
yeah, and the question being asked is that, okay, during COVID, they said that we can bring back the economy,
You don't
not
have to bring back
lives.
the economy.
Yeah.
So what has happened now?
Yeah.
We are choosing revenue over the lives of your people. That is a question
that's a good
being
one.
asked. Because if you're thinking about the now and the and that's our problem. It's always been the now.
Yeah.
We are never ready to do the tough work for us to have the proper benefit
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah.
It may be delayed, but then it will benefit more people in the end. But then we'll do the smaller one that will benefit a few people and leave many others worse.
But
off.
I'm wondering
And
if
that's
who even did the evaluation, because look, water is a resource that you can't replace. And if the cost
Yeah.
of treating water also goes up, so I'm wondering even who even decided that, okay,
Yeah.
depending on how much we get from small scale mining, if you just oppose that to the distraction that is being caused to the environment, we are better off allowing small scale mining to still exist. I mean, who did the evaluation?
The point is something must be done.
Yeah.
And it must be done immediately.
And it must be done well.
And it must be done well. Now, the routes we've taken in the past had its own potholes. Some of them self-inflicted. And it's landed us here. And of course, like I mentioned, I always say, the fight was started by the media, adopted by the president. Kudos to the president for that. I've never seen such a groundswell crusade for one thing like I have seen in the past 2-3 weeks
Yeah.
relative to Galamsey.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Back to back.
To the point that even church youth groups are threatening to go on demonstrations.
Some will even are saying they'll wear red.
Red armbands,
To church and all those things.
international CSOs. I just saw Lions International yesterday
Yeah.
forward a statement.
This is a social group that barely
Yes.
comments on
Yes.
these things.
Because we are in crisis. We are in crisis, but then again, well, it is what it is.
It is what
But
it is.
not, aren't we all pretending? If the people, if claims that those who are supposed to fight the thing are also partly involved or directly involved.
We always say we know them.
Yeah.
Go after them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody gets that against the sun says we know them. Because remember, there was a whole Galamsey forum or something. You remember
Oh, yeah.
where Otumfo said the people who are the culprits are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, Speaker of Parliament says.
MPs
MPs
are also
are
involved.
involved.
Yeah.
So it's like we all know that people doing
So if we know the people and the kingpins behind them, why say we are not arresting? Why are we not arresting them?
Yeah, it is what it is. Mahama, see, the point is, there's something we can do immediately. And for that one, it doesn't have to involve the deployment of the military. And I'm talking about withdrawal of the LI that allows for mining in forest reserves.
yeah.
For that one, by a stroke of pen, we can do it. Let's start from there. Because if Forestry Commission is lamenting, Forestry Commission,
Yeah.
lamenting that they've lost about 37% of
Yeah,
the forest cover
40% of
to
our forest cover.
illegal mining or to mining in forest reserve. When EPA was sending the LI to Parliament, didn't Forestry Commission know? When Cabinet deliberated on this. So, like, after the fact, then we are all lamenting.
When we are done, we'll spend huge money on tree planting.
Yeah,
activities,
reforestation and...
Aren't you wonderful? Anyway.
All right, so the other headlines here. Mahama promises fiscal discipline when voted for in December. And I've always been reviewing the Chronicle, right? If there's any paper that has paid attention to, even Alan paid attention to the other parties, and I'm talking about opinion pieces by Bokwansa. I'm talking about us in
The paper
getting
published in
prominence.
Forest,
Yes, it's the Chronicle, a private paper that we can say is not aligned to one by way of giving equal opportunities. I think the Chronicle deserves some commendation. Again, also relative to the internal elections of the MPP, I remember Kote Free and Co. We're all getting prominence on the front pages of the Chronicle. Yeah. Quotation for this morning. Luke 16:10. One who is faithful in a very little. Okay, in a very little is also faithful in much. Okay, so one who is faithful in a very little is also faithful in much, and one who is dishonest in a very little is also dishonest in much. Yeah, so this is the biblical representation of charity begins at home. 1, 2. Akwala oni a obey crofo no. We are coins with you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, and this one is Ibrahim's quotation. Don't go and say it in any chief's palace.
Because
No,
it's
listen to
true.
this.
Thank you.
Is that the one who is
Because me, I
faithful
took coins,
in the...
but I didn't become a thief.
Okay, so let me
The one that
explain.
you
No,
need
don't worry.
want to go and buy
No,
one,
let
you
me
go and check
explain.
your
Quick one.
auntie's
Let me explain.
your auntie's bag and
Let
then
me
you know some
explain.
small coins and some coins
Let me
there.
explain. I get the point you're making. Right, yes. It's illogical to say that whoever takes coins will become a thief.
Yeah.
It's illogical.
Yeah.
But it is equally logical to say that people who later become thieves, many of them took coins. And
It's
yeah,
not-
you get
it's
the
not
point.
Coins.
No, they
They
stole. They
get-
You know,
stole.
the-
you get the point.
So they stole
They stole
things.
things.
No, if you leave
Not
it
just
to
coins,
coins,
they-
yes, because
They pick anything, things they need and things they don't
Yes.
need.
Exactly.
That's how
Yes.
people end up being
They start
thieves.
with pilfering and then
Yeah.
before you know
At the
it-
point they will take something and they'll be wondering like,
Oh,
they
yeah,
don't
what
even-
am I going to use this for?
It's like somebody's stealing an air tag. This is something that is supposed to track,
Eh,
and they caught him. This air tag was something that you put on your thing so that you can track it.
Can you
You're
imagine?
going to steal the tracker,
Yeah.
and they've come to locate you. Are you okay?
you didn't know, say anything.
It's,
It looks cool.
Yeah,
it looks
Oh,
cool,
like,
man.
oh, let me take it.
Anyway, the Chronicle.
Oh, no, but okay, no, today is a Friday. I can share that. The quotation you mentioned.
Yeah.
So there's this. A friend told me a story. I'm sure it's a joke.
Yeah.
That a man had 3 wives. So
Yeah.
he was traveling and decided to give all of them money.
Yeah.
The first one put it to good use. The second one squandered it. The third one equally the same. Just that hers wasn't up to the first
Yeah.
one. Guess who the man adored most?
The one who squandered it.
No, the one with the big ass.
Hey, are you okay? But when you said you were,
But
this is still the morning star here on Star 103.5 FM. We are having the newspaper review. Really?
so
I do look for the man anyway.
Sincere apologies for that gap.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
No,
I
I
also
didn't
didn't see that coming.
Exactly. Okay.
Anyway, my turn now.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
your please don't speak.
No,
Rest.
All right, apologies. Daily Statesman, 4 million. Daily Statesman, 40 million bitumen plants for Tema.
Yeah.
Akufo-Addo says it will boost infrastructure development.
Yeah.
Also, Ayoko said to win Commonwealth Secretary General contest and 26th mining scheme to create 3,000 direct jobs, according to Mreku Duka. State Housing honored for improved performance. Mahama vows to jail Galamsey as back page of the Daily Statesman. Stephen Appiah, AFCON qualifier abroad, a national embarrassment, and Vision FC determined to
Hey.
become
Detained.
GPL powerhouse.
Yeah.
They are determined to win, and also Jiku recovering from injury.
All right.
Okay, the Herald
You don't
newspaper.
have much, right?
I do.
Okay.
The Herald newspaper, front page. EC goes inconsistent on NDC demand for forensic audit. Wants meeting with opposition party, but says I won't change anything. Says it won't change anything. Akufo-Addo reportedly orders police and military Galamsey crackdown amidst calls for action, resignation, or impeachment. Colonel Abuaji warns of diplomatic row with neighbors over Kokobo CEO's accusation against Russia, Burkina, and others. Ex-Black Star captain waits until Baba Yara Stadium crisis. Ghana playing abroad is a national embarrassment. And highlights of NDC and MPP's manifesto is on job creation. It's on page 8. Okay, so if you're still torn as to who to vote for, and you are going to base it on
About the manifesto.
yes, job creation and what
Yeah.
the manifestos say, you can grab a copy of the Herald newspaper.
But this guy
and
has
compare.
filed Cheddar, but nobody seems to know his running mate. Who is his running mate?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Do you have to have a running before you file?
Yeah.
I think I'm not too sure. But I think it's part of it.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Requirement.
It's a ticket, right? But then, of course, the EC might know, but you can decide to keep it from the public. You get it. You can file the person's name, all right.
Okay.
But then, yeah. The informal newspaper, government, Mahama urge caution, reject total ban on mining, and alleged voter transfers. NDC claims false. That's according to the EC. Napo reacts to disinformation, deflates doctored viral video on Galamsey. Hardships push
How is it
suicidal.
doctored?
They say it's doctored. Yeah, that was you didn't see the statement.
I saw it. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but we saw someone gave us an interpretation of what the
Yeah.
sign language person was saying,
Yeah.
and it didn't look like this is a doctored
No.
tape.
But
But
there was a sign language person there, right?
yes,
Okay. Doing the
says
sign.
we'll give you the machines
Yeah.
so that you can work.
Oh, okay.
Someone,
Yeah, but then the interpretation that's put to that is that the machines are not their machines. Machines are machines government is going to procure for them.
Yeah.
So government will give them excavators
Last.
to go and work. Last.
It will be like a
everybody
Hajide situation. You'll be there, no, they'll go and repeat it somewhere when everybody has forgotten.
No, the machines can actually get free as yet. You see, yeah.
Focus.
Okay. Focus is the name of a guy.
Oh.
So that was it for also in this
When your
issue.
son is stubborn, you don't understand.
Towards Kevin
know where he
Road
gets it
crashes. Towards Kevin Road crashes. CSO fights MPs over attempt to torpedo new LI. And so that's it for the informal news.
All right, the Insight newspaper. Mental health crisis looming as MHA reports alarming surge in suicide rates for 2024. So 3 land guards with ties to Odainto family arrested for allegedly attacking police officers at Comet Estate. Ghana Integrity Initiative, CDD, others launched new monitoring mission to check campaign spending, vote buying, and abuse of incumbency. Also, Alliance for Restoration of Civil Rights embarks on protests against IGP CID boss and demand RTR reports within 7 days. Okovanda Poifal's nomination predicts massive win for Mahama and NDC at election 2024. Lawyer EKOD partners Alan to wrestle power from NPP NDC.
Okay. The final one I have is the Ghanaian Observer. Galam says, beware. Mahama promises jail time if elected. Baumia shakes the Jokuku. Ayoko Botre shines at Commonwealth SG debate. That's the Secretary General debate. Gideon Boakon is a national asset. Vote for him. Napo. Baumia's big plan for public infrastructure unveiled. That is it for the Ghanaian Observer.
Okay. The Daily Dispatch is the final paper I have here. The Daily Dispatch is the final paper I have here. EC reacts to NDC's claim of illegal voter transfers and other issues. But this one is not a headline.
EC reacts to NDC.
What is the substance of the reaction? It says it is premature. Or what's the name?
I'm sure
demonstrations do not fix the challenges you are talking about. If you reaction, everybody's a reaction. Like,
I'm sure they started printing before the press has started.
no.
Because I'm just saying that can be the only justification, because as for this angle there, anyway.
Because reaction is flat too. It's anyway. Let me keep quiet. I just started.
The editorial
I'm sorry.
discretion.
I'm very sorry. Akufo-Addo orders security deployment to crack down on Galamsey. Mahama's 2024 NDC manifesto was silent on his Galamsey amnesty promise. And that will be it for the Daily Dispatch papier newspaper.
All right, the final one is Daily Searchlight. I don't know what's happening to the Daily Searchlight. It's becoming difficult to see what they print. Today, it's quite better, but usually, look, you struggle.
Daily Searchlights, please do better.
All right, so sinking the economy, it's a feature they've been serializing. Ghana records huge decreases in oil revenue between 2022 and 2023. Ghana's revenue decreased by about $350 million. Also, fight against Galamsey, land minister seeks media support as government ramps up radical measures. Are the measures are radical? Also, EC, NPP take on NDC over planned demonstration. I understand you're another good friend in the opposite, meaning NS Osubempa is fixing the Ghana people say they'll organize a counter demonstration.
They said he only has. That guy only has relevance when something has to do with the NDC. I don't know. I think he would have to do a lot more because he was from the fold and went to the NPP. He thinks he has to do extra.
Justify,
Yes, it's a difficult place to be in.
Sometimes I even forget he's the deputy communication director of the party
I think he still struggles to really let them know that look, I'm for you guys. So anything that he has to do against the party he was from before, he's willing in it. But it's a sort of crisis, identity crisis. Last, he'll be fine.
The final headline here: let's intensify our efforts to halt Galamsey activities to avoid future catastrophes. The printing here is DJA to Ghanaians. Or is it GJA? You see, the printing is not too clear. But the details are on page 8 of the Daily Searchlight newspaper. Grab a copy for yourself.
All right, let me quickly go to the portals. Starfm.com.gh is reporting. Front page: Senegal roads have no potholes. That must be fantastic.
I don't
to
doubt.
drive on. I
don't doubt it. I haven't been to Senegal, but I don't doubt it because of what I've seen. I don't doubt it.
Yeah. So, farmers. This is from the Eastern region. Farmers in Etiwa East say price hike may not improve livelihood due to illegal mining. Okay, I think they're reacting to the cocoa. Guta urges government to take decisive action against illegal mining. Galamsey is an organized crime. That is Frederick Ojo, when we spoke to him yesterday. And street protests are not viable paths to achieving a credible voters register. Well, someone will say that is the easiest opinion, but then again, it does not take away the person's constitutional rights to demonstrate when they think that it is one of the means through which they can pile pressure on whichever institution to do the needful.
You forget that under a democracy. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
We forget that under a democracy, people don't sometimes even need a legitimate reason to demonstrate. It is just a right. Like, nobody is going to test whether your reason for demonstrating is genuine or not. No, that is not part of it. It is a right guaranteed by the Constitution. Yeah. You just follow the processes and yes, you embark on a demonstration. You can choose a frivolous reason to demonstrate. It's still your right.
So, more stories on starfm.com.gh. Oh, I am done. Let me see. I think I'm done.
All right. Let me bring you City.
Okay.
All right. Calls for ban on small-scale mining misdirected. I'm against it. Mireku Duka, that's the Deputy Lands and Natural Resources Minister.
The guy who was Baumia,
the campaign
coordinator for
small-scale
mining for the Baumia campaign. Okay.
All right. Also, Ewutu Senya West, NDC communication officers, 2 others remanded for removing Eugene Ahin's posters. Demonstrations won't lead to credible register, EC tells NDC, and bring NDC to the discussion table. EC appeals to Mahama. NDC calls for forensic audit of voters. NDC's call for forensic audit of voters register misguided. EC. NPP endorses Amoakwe Siama as Fomena parliamentary candidate in election 2024. Kuma Ekuadonko Janet Nabila files nomination. And NDC calls for dismissal of NYA CEO Pius Ajide over controversial World Cup pledge. CSOs in agriculture demand resignation of lands minister over Galamsey crisis. NLC, Ghana Alternative Party, withdraw from December polls. Were they ever in? And election 2024, reject Mahama. He lacks ideas, according to Vice President and MPP flag bearer Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia.
Party. You know what? Just want December 7th to just come and pass, so that a person can just rest. So, it's
you're getting tired already.
I'm not even in the heat yet.
As the soon to be unveiled host of Campaign and Sunset, it is too early. It is too early to be tired.
Away from this one,
please. My boss Jojo says I should tell you that as the soon to be unveiled host of Campaign and Sunset, it is it is strange that you are tired already.
Look, I'm worn out already. I just want this to be done and over with, so that we can
have our normal life.
So we can rest, Charlie, because all this wahala, today this, today that, let December 7 happen. Everybody will see their smoothness level. Then we know, like, our next moves. You understand?
But like every election year, I love the day after the election. And this is where you hear this one say, I'm winning. I'm like, I just love.
But,
that midnight, you see.
It's an experience, an unforgettable experience. It's an unforgettable experience.
The first time I slept look, one day we'll talk about this little experiences of.
Yeah.
The first time I spent the night at the collation center, I didn't even realize.
Which year was it?
Oh, that was 2016 was the first election I covered.
Okay.
So we were at the Ketu South. That was this guy's constituency. The now NDC General Secretary Fifi Kwete.
Okay.
So we're there. We slept at the Coalition Center. Look, it was a wonderful experience.
2016 was my first election that I covered. So I was at I was West Wogon for 2016.
Okay.
That was when Chemating.
Yeah.
Yes. And then 2020 I was in Lejekuku.
Oh, okay. So I was in Pram Pram.
That's your home region. So
I
I also spent the night at Lejekuku.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're just doing our job. Well, that will be it for the newspaper review segment. We'll go for a break. When we return, don't infect me. When we return, we'll have our conversation on Happy Hour with our guests. So stay tuned in. Don't flip your dial. This is the Morning Sahil Star 103.5 FM.
Let's have breakfast on